Welcome, Holly Sullivan from the CCDL. Morning.
Hi, Joe. How are you?
Good. How are you? How you doing? Now, you're the new president, huh?
Indeed, I am. Yes, I'm very humbled that Scott's kind of helped me get to this place, and he's able to take a little bit of a break, and the board will keep it going.
Yeah, I texted him yesterday. He goes, I'm not the president anymore, Joe. I'm like, what? Wow. I remember back in, I think it was 2009, Judy Aaron, my good friend from West Hartford, and she was holding a little thing at the Capitol when the CCDL was starting, and I was running Tea Party gigs down at the Capitol at the time, and they were just formed by 10, 15, 20 people.
Yep, it's come a long way. We actually just we're over 35,000 members. Right
wow. Now. Citizens Defense League, folks. They're a group. I'll let you sell that a little bit. Tell the public what you all do and who everyone is.
Sure. So CCDL is, as I said, we're over 35,000 members. We're a legislative action group right here in the state of Connecticut, and our focus is protecting Second Amendment rights as well as our constitutional rights right here in the state of Connecticut. So we also have a state constitution that protects our right to bear arms, and really our mission is to do it through legislative action.
Wow. So Matt O'Brien is with me. He's the chairman of the Coventry Republican Party, and so he's going to ask some questions of you also on this new ammo tax thing. What the heck is going on?
Hi, Holly. Good morning.
Hi, Matt. How are you?
Doing well. How are you?
Good, thanks.
So tell the listeners what this could mean for average gun owners when ammo is taxed at this high of a rate.
Yeah, I mean, I think ultimately at the end of the day, it's going to make it harder for the law to get better and be more proficient in gun handling. And I think the outcome that we would have, should we have a 35% tax on ammunition, is that folks cannot afford to go to the range and practice and shoot as much as they would without that tax. It's not like it's a 2% or a 1%. Not that it's okay to tax in the beginning, but 35% is astronomical. And I think what's going to happen is a couple things. I think that folks are not going to be able to get to the range because it's cost prohibitive, and they are in fact going to become less safe with their firearms because they will not have the means to practice and develop those skills. And then there's been some talk about, well, what's happened historically when you've had prohibitive taxes on items. There becomes somewhat of a black market for it, right? So certainly in areas, maybe law-abiding gun owners certainly would likely be buying their ammo lawfully. But if we develop a black market for ammunition, maybe in certain areas, what's the purpose? And where is this money going? Who is it funding? And are the folks that are being funded, is there any evidence that they have been successful in even reducing gun violence?
Right, and it looks like this legislation is designed to really suppress gun rights in general. The money is going to be used to fight groups like CCDL and the NRA. What do you think the bottom line is here? Looking forward, if ammo is taxed at this rate, are people going to what are they going to have to do? They have to leave the state to purchase ammo, buy online. What do you think is going to happen?
Yeah, I mean, it is law. There's nothing prohibitive about buying ammo out of state. There's a lot of online retailers. You still have to provide your valid permit, and that would probably increase. What it's going to do is have an impact on local gun shops. It's going to have an impact on small businesses here in Connecticut, because I think that folks, why would you buy it here at 35% when we have plenty of surrounding places or places that'll ship it to us, again, within accordance to the law and with your permit shown and all those good things? Why would they buy it here? Right,
exactly. I do a lot of reloading myself, and I can see a lot of people starting to do that more and more if this thing does go through, because to me, I don't think people are going to stop practicing, give up their constitutional right. I
think you're going to have your avid gun owner and a lot of the CCDL members, I don't think those folks are going to give it up. My concern is that folks that are new to it can't afford to get into it, and it's going to more seriously impact some of the lower income communities. And I think that is really what we're talking about here. I think the folks that are equipped with reloading equipment and all of that stuff, those are your really avid folks. I think it's going to make it prohibitive on folks that are kind of just getting into it or really just kind of doing it as a just kind of getting their foot in the door. I think those folks are going to have a really hard time.
Yeah, I definitely agree with you on that. Reducing or eliminating access to people of low income who want to go out and practice and learn and defend themselves.
Right. I mean, what other constitutional right do you think it's okay to price people out of?
Exactly. I'm against permits for exercising your First Amendment right to, have to pay a tax or anything else to, speak out or hold a rally or anything like that. Why should we be prohibiting any constitutionally protected right?
Yeah, I absolutely agree. And I think, if you were to translate this language to any other item in the Bill of Rights, it would be unacceptable. So why is it acceptable on the Second Amendment?
Holly, question for you, and I don't know the answer. That's why I'm asking it. Sometimes you have opinions, but how are the gun owners in Connecticut feeling the regulations that have been coming since 2013? How are they feeling about all this? They fed up? They want to move out of the state for their guns? Do they want to just go off the grid? What's happening in the spirit with this new law just being proposed? Do you have a sense of that yet? I know it's early in this proposed legislation.
Yeah, I mean, people are furious. I mean, at the end of the day, he talks about that we need to compromise. When are we going to compromise? And there's no compromise to be had, right? We don't get anything back. Every session that comes up, it's taking from the gun owners. And they keep using the term compromise, but that requires give and take, and that doesn't happen in the state of Connecticut. There's been good gun bills that have come up in the legislature as far as being able to carry in parks, tax credits on safes, things that are actually good for gun owners, and we don't get them. So that's where I think people are at their wits' end, and they're saying enough is enough. Not only am I going to... this bill or the last bill or the one before it, enough is enough. I'm going to take my family out of state. It's time to move. I think we're all seeing it, right? Maybe every month we're seeing a friend or a family member saying, I'm heading to Tennessee, I'm heading to the Carolinas, I'm off to Florida. Enough is enough. And that's all tax revenue leaving the state as well. But really there's a fury around this, and I think that people are just saying no more.
Absolutely. This might be a hard question, but I think it's important because of the stated reasons for this legislation. Do you think gun violence is a problem? And they always use that term gun violence as opposed to just violence in general. Do you think it's a problem? And if it is, what should the state be doing about it, if anything?
Well, I think violence is a problem. I think, we could call it hammer violence or hand and foot violence. I mean, there's any tool that you use is still violence. I think we have a major problem in this state with crimes not being properly prosecuted. So gun crimes committed by folks who are not permitted, shouldn't have a gun, so often those sentences are reduced. Repeat offenders are back out there. So it's the law-abiding gun owner who, God forbid you accidentally left one extra round in your magazine after you left the race,
right,
is going to have a severe impact on their life. Whereas a criminal who doesn't have a permit, that gets pulled over with a gun in their car, they're getting pled down in this state. So yeah, we have a violence problem, not among the law-abiding people who went and got permits and are able to buy ammo. I mean, in this state, you can't even buy ammunition in this state unless you've already gone through the permit process, whether it's your eligibility certificate or your pistol permit. So these guys are background checked, they're FBI checked, they're fingerprinted. We're not the criminals here. So yeah, we have a violence problem in society as a generality because violence is not being held accountable.
Wow. Holly, thank you so much for being on. We're going to have you on a bunch more times as this law or proposed
Well,
law
thanks for having
actually starts to manifest. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Holly Sullivan from the CCDL.